We're here with Snap One.
All right. What's up, Smurf man?
This is kind of like our second intro.
Yeah.
You kind of fucked the first one up. I'm so honored to have you here.
I'm honored to be here, man. You always treat me well when I come through, so thank you for that, man.
Seeing you on the internet is like seeing a mythological creature. You know, like, why do you work so hard?
I've kind of always had that. Like, it's, to me, honestly, it's natural. It's been natural for me to work hard. I work hard at everything. If it's work, if it's school, whatever. And I know that a lot of people may say that. They say, oh yeah, I'm a hard worker. I always put my heart and everything into it. But when I say that, I really mean it. Like, that is literally like what I do. Especially with breaking, I just really love like the physical and the mental that I can put into it. I can put my all into it. It's like art. For some people it's painting or like tattooing, whatever. For me it's breaking. And I've always been like that. My dad was really a big influence on that. He really pushed me to, in a good way, to put my whole effort into something. It's one thing to put your whole effort into it. It's another to take it even further. And a lot of people don't do that or even know how to do that.
We only practice when we got time. Yeah. It's not so structured.
Yeah.
Why do you keep it so structured?
So I keep it so structured and wake up early. It took time for me to get that schedule. I didn't just decide, I'm going to start practicing at 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't just decide that. It took time to get used to that schedule. It kind of started out with a few times a week. I would wake up that early and do it, and then it slowly turned into every day. And the big reason why is because my husband, I thought it was not fair that I work all day and then I come home and then leave and go practice for 3 hours in the evening. It wasn't really fair, and I didn't feel like I was balancing my life correctly. So I was like, well, I'll just, sacrifice and wake up a little bit earlier while he's still sleeping, and I do me. I get me done. I got no distractions. It's just me to do what I want to do. And it sets the day off right. Like, it feels good for me to go to work and I hit this pattern, or I came up with something new, or I just listened to the music that I wanted to listen to. It makes me feel good, accomplished, and it really is a big deal to start your day off like that. Be happy with yourself. And sometimes not all practices go good for me. Not all drills go good for me. And I go to work sometimes kind of like, oh man, or I'm watching my footage and I'm just like, damn, Snap, you sucked this morning. But the thing is, I keep telling myself is that I still accomplished something. I still was moving and grooving like I did something, even though it may not be the best.
Run us through the day. You wake up at 4.
Yep, I wake up at 4 o'clock. It depends if I have break-free training with like Moy or Jeremy or Palmer. I actually wake up about 3:30, so I can start with them at 4.
So what time do you go to sleep?
I try and go to sleep about 8.
Oh,
I
wow.
try. Yeah. So the day runs, I get up at 3:30, start practice from 4, practice from about 4 to 6, and then I have work from 7 to 5:30. I work 10-hour shifts. And I work 4 10s, I have 3 days off. So 4 10s. So that's how basically my weekday schedule works. But even on my day off, like on Monday, I'm off. But I still get up early to do Moy's like training at 4. And the reason why is because they live in Texas and it's like a 7 a.m. start for them. But that's the type of dedication that I have. I know some people say, man, that's hard. I don't know if I would want to do that. But like, that's that above and beyond I'm talking about. Like, I have that. And that's I love that. But I love that shit. Sorry.
4 to 6.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Is your husband sleeping at this time?
Yeah, he's sleeping. Trying to, with me slamming around downstairs in my dance room. So yeah, he's trying to sleep. But sometimes he usually ends up kind of waking up with me. And that's nice because that's actually his way of supporting me. He's waking up with me or going to bed earlier with me. So like, even though he don't break, like those little things is his way of supporting. And that's a big deal too. And that's another thing.
So it'd be difficult, obviously, if he wasn't a supportive person in that aspect, right?
Yeah, it would be hard. Like, having like a spouse that's upset that I'm waking up at 4, and leaving the bed, or not staying up late with him to watch TV or whatever it is, because I'm trying to go to bed early so I can do my thing, and that didn't happen overnight either. He had to learn how to kind of support me. He always was supportive, but like implement it into his like daily life and routine, like get used to it,
right?
Like especially like traveling. Husband Sean was not down with me being around a bunch of b-boys and guys that he didn't even know most of the time. He's not in this culture. That was hard for him. And he eventually, met people like you and a bunch of other people, and it really showed him that like these are really dope people, and I actually surround myself with good energy, and things got better from there. That's a whole other thing.
Nice.
6, I get ready to work, and I start work at 7.
Okay.
So rush to get to work.
You rush to get to
Yeah,
work. How far from home do you work?
It's only like 20 minutes.
Okay.
It's like 20 minutes. You know, usually my husband and I go together, and he don't like to rush.
So you guys work together?
We work on the same area. We used to work in the same building, but now we just work in different buildings. We both work on and fly on helicopters, but we actually just work on 2 different ones now.
Wow.
But we're still together. We see each other probably more than most couples might during their work day. So,
right.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever think of planning on starting a family?
Yeah, actually, sometimes we think about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, we think about it sometimes. And it's weird. It does change because, like, when I first got married and when I was younger, I was like, hell no, I'm not having kids ever. Like, it's not even on the table. Like, that's just not even a thought. And, like, now I'm not saying that we are, but it is a thought now that I'm kind of thinking, like, you know, it's a possibility. Yeah, maybe.
What are you going to do when you have a kid? Are you going to wake up at 1 a.m.?
See, that's the other thing that I'm trying to learn is, like, I do have to think about that, and not to sound selfish, but, like, for what I still want in my life, like, that's kind of another big hindering why I'm not sure if I will, because there's still a lot of things that I want to do, a lot of work I want to put into this passion. I know it's possible, you can do it. There's a lot of successful B-girls out there, women that have had children. I just don't know if me personally, I'm ready to sacrifice the work that I still want to put into this.
Right.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's actually a responsible choice. You know, I know that about myself. I know that I still want to go do these things, and I don't want to just have a kid and then end up, like, neglecting it. Like, I would, because I'm a hard worker. I put everything into everything. So I just don't know if I would be ready to do that yet.
Nice. What if you had a kid and the kid was also into dance, and then you started developing this whole new love for it, I guess?
Yeah.
Or a whole new...
Yeah, because I think about that too. Wouldn't that be cool? I mean, it'd be cool if your child had that same passion for the things that you're interested in. That'd be cool, but you don't know, if that's gonna happen. You don't know if they're gonna do something completely outside of your realm, and of course you're gonna want to support that. And then I don't know, you might think it's dope. I don't know. Who knows? I just don't know if I'm willing to do that yet. That's
dope, and you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
When you teaching kids is dope, but you also teach adults.
I like to teach kids, obviously, because they have this freedom, and sometimes I learn from them. And a lot of people have said that like when they teach kids, because they have an open mind, kind of a thing. And I do enjoy that. It reminds me of a lot of things that I've long since forgotten being an adult. Because when you become an adult, you know so much that things become more structured of how things should or shouldn't be. Kids don't know that. They just do whatever, which is cool. I do like teaching adults also. To me, it's a little bit easier because they're a little bit more coordinated and whatnot. And like if they have already a developed mental drive, that's cool too. So I like the both. But to be completely honest, I like to teach, but that's not like my big, what I want to do just yet. Because I still feel that I'm still developing myself. So there's still so many things that I want to do and push myself to do before I like really dive into teaching. Because with being on that topic, actually, like later on, if the Olympics do actually happen, first of all, I want to try and make the Olympics. I do want to try and do that. Mainly also because after that happens, I know that people are going to be training young kids to get ready for that. And I want to also be a part of training young B-girls because there's things that I wish I knew when I was younger as a female body and whatnot. It's a little different than a B-boy. Right. So eventually, yeah, I think it would be so dope if I could be like an Olympic coach.
Oh, you are going to be. I see the potential in you. I really do.
Man. Thanks,
I see it already happening, and your work ethic speaks for itself. So,
thank you.
Sometimes you just do stuff enough to where people have no choice but to respect it and to pay their respects to you, For sure. I'm excited to see you on there.